And we are live. Hi everyone, welcome to the second week of the Starcraft 2 Ladder Season 9. I am joined this week by Yamabushi. Welcome.
Hi.
I am also joined this week by Yamabushi's cat, who insists on meowing very loudly. So if you hear that, it's all the cat, but she's really cute, isn't she? So yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for coming on to join us. We're hoping to talk a bit about ThreeWayLover and development of ThreeWayLover this week. So first of all, very interesting name. How did you come up with it?
Well, initially, one of the best open source bots that I found when I started was Cannon Lover. But I kind of noticed that the bots weren't reacting very well to air units. So I kind of mixed it with the tree-based void ray open source example, and it kind of predicted the name to the ThreeWayLover.
Okay. So not anything sort of like nasty
Well,
or...
of course, something else.
Yeah. No, it's quite good. You've done quite well. 4th place in the last tournament, so happy with that.
Yeah. I was really not expecting to pass the groups because it's a really cutthroat competition in the groups, and only 2 bots passed forward. So I was really lucky there. But I was like with the 4 bots that with of the 4 bots up top, I couldn't win any of them. So
yeah, it was a very, very tough competition, and yeah, coming up against Gen C bot was tough for you.
yeah.
So
And Madbot really wrecked me.
yeah, that was sad. You got a game off him, so that's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, let's jump into a replay, shall we? And you can talk us through
Okay.
it. So I think the first one up was the one against CreepyBot.
Okay.
If that's good with you.
Yeah. This one I think we can like X8 from like the 50 minutes forward, but
Okay. We'll see anyway. So you're just loading in now.
yeah, I'm running.
Hold on a second. I didn't have it up because I was totally unprepared. Yeah, I've had a weekend of technical issues, so that's why the results were up a bit late this week. Which is hopefully going forward they'll be up a bit earlier. But yeah,
I paused on the 30 seconds. On 30 seconds.
should we just go back to the beginning? So unless I mean
Yeah, sure.
so go back to 0, 0, or where are you up to?
I'm now at 0, 0.
Okay, going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Okay, so you're down at bottom right in this this matchup with CreepyBot up at the top right, top left.
Yeah.
So, what's your kind of initial strategy on this? Just kind of like...
Well, this one's gonna be the general first strat against Zerg, which is gonna be a hard wall with cannons, and then some void rays on top, which is gonna like maybe work against creepy, but usually doesn't. But I think in this game it's gonna be kind of successful.
Okay, so do you normally kind of like do you sort of like remember which opponents you've won against and on which strategies, and then use that, or how do you decide the strategy to use?
Yeah, on basically for the last 2 tournaments, I have data saving and basically just remembers did it work last time, and if it didn't, it goes to the next one and just tries to find the next one in line that works and tries to basically not repeat itself, but kind of go in a cycle out of the
Yeah,
successful strats.
yeah. So Do you try sort of like programming specific strategies for specific bots, or is it just kind of like you go for?
Yeah, definitely. Whenever I see, for example, marauders early on, I throw a different strat that's more like defensive and such. But it's mostly it depends on when I scout it or how recognizable the bot is.
Yeah,
Currently, there's a couple of bots that start with the Reaper, but not only one is Micro Machine, and so it's tricky.
yeah. So you don't use like the opponent ID; you just go on like their behavior.
Yeah, I use the ID, but I don't like know who the opponent is. Just did the current
Uh,
strike work against him previously or not?
that's cool. Yeah, but yeah, I've noticed CreepyBot does like to get some early scouting in.
Sorry.
Oh, your cat is cute. You should name your bot after your cat, definitely.
Well, my cat is actually from the same like anime that a lot of my other bots are, which is Naruto, and I didn't really publish any of them, but I have a few that are kind of waiting their moment to shine.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got the pretty much complete wall in at the moment, although there might be a small space there to get out.
Yeah, that wall is only gonna get bigger
Yeah,
because it's a really stupid strat, but against bots it works really well, especially like link flood bots. It
yeah,
kind of makes them lose a lot of their resources.
yeah. I've noticed this a lot. You kind of like play a lot of strategies that wouldn't necessarily work against human opposition, but like obviously against these bots, it's kind of like very effective sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not really into trying to do human strats because I'm not a good player, but I'm a gold level player and Terran player. So doing Protoss was initially because of cheese, all sorts of cheese that Protoss has done against me on the ladder. So I kind of was like retaliating in this way.
That's fair enough. I think we can all understand that. And like, as a Protoss player myself, I would never do that to you. I swear. Nobody believes me on that one, do you? uh, but yeah. So you got your first Void Ray up. Lots of shield batteries. Yeah, there is no one getting past this one.
Yeah, usually some bots will, like Kagamine, will instantly go Ravager and remove the cannons from far, but I don't think Cricket bot does that, and it will probably go with a lot of mutas instead, which is not uh, bad against Void Rays, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, mutas against Void Rays, it just depends on the number a lot of the time. Like, if you've got enough of them, fine. If you don't, then you're going to have problems. But so, how do you decide on what timing to attack on? Is it just kind of like wait till you got a certain number, or?
Yeah, basically there's an attack condition that one of the conditions is the initial timing, and then after that the units lost and the killed. Basically, there's a couple of things in there I don't want to reveal too much, but there's an initial timing after which it goes, and then after that it has a couple of other attack conditions. And of
Okay.
course, when it maxes out, it will attack no matter what the other conditions are.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna max out in this game on one base.
No. So I've noticed CreepyBot's very defensive as well. Doesn't really like to attack a lot. Um,
Yeah, CreepyBot is on 3 bases already. It's spreading creep like crazy. It's gonna cover the map really soon,
I mean,
like in minutes tops.
yeah, it's pretty much maxing out. It's got 56 workers already compared to your 18, which is
Yeah.
for a human player would be very worrying. But like, I think the mutas are coming across now, but they seem to be just piling them one by one.
Yeah, and if you notice, my void rays are not even trying to use the shield batteries. They are just basically A-moving to the mutas.
Yeah.
This is like reminiscent of the old ThreeWayLover where I didn't have any micro for units, so it was just like go attack those guys. But
Yeah.
with void rays, it kind of works.
It does, yeah. But yeah, it does help when the mutalisks just pile in one by one like this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real pressure there.
I think this strat will attack at 8 minutes, which is crazy, but here I think it will work.
Yeah.
There will be a critical mass of void rays.
There's not a lot of anti-air for Creepybot, really, other than the mutas.
Yeah, but it's got 4 bases, soon to be way more.
Yeah.
So
And
Creepybot is one of the bots that you can download, so I'm usually blind when it comes to countering it. I gotta try stuff and see it on the ladder.
yeah.
So for now, it looks like it's not gonna work.
No.
But I think we can like speed it up now because it's a pretty long game and it's gonna be.
Okay, we'll let you move out. So we'll go double speed for a moment, just to get through it. But yeah, I think I see you moving out now, and it's just like take out these queens here, and a lot of it is just like, you know, they're coming in one by one really, and they're not really doing a lot of damage to your void rays there.
Yeah, there's usually way more queens in one spot, so my bot usually loses there, but here it kind of found some alone.
I think being on one base and again here taking out a lot of the workers there, if you do get this squad taken down, I think that's pretty much the end of the game.
Yep, it should be, but let's see what happens.
But well, actually, I'll let it go normal speed for a moment.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Creepybot's up on what, like 2, 3, 4, 6 bases?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. And I think at this point, it just kind of needs to kind of chill and relax a bit, like build up some units and sort of like build them into a clump and then come at you. But I don't think it's going to do that.
A lot of the mutas are going for the cannons, but are not like waiting for being stronger than the cannons. They're just gonna.
Yeah.
Do them.
So yeah, at this point, this squad is just going to fly around and
Yeah.
and take it out. So
speed this up.
let's speed it up just slightly. So yeah, you see all those queens coming down now, and if those queens can start getting a handle on your void ray production, then it's going to be a problem for you. But that's unlikely to happen. And I think like
they usually transfuse mute as well and stuff, but in this game, kind of the map layout didn't help them too much.
No. But it is one of those things of like, eventually they'll get to a number where you can't handle, I guess. But
yeah, definitely, ThreeWayLover can still lose this very easily, but it kind of doesn't lose it. So
yeah,
it's mostly luck here. Because this strat is really bad. It's usually meant against Link plus bots. Exclusively not nothing that has anti-air, especially in this number.
yeah.
But it kind of worked out.
So is there any kind of like logic on the target like selection? Do you just go for like the queens first, or the meters first, or whatever?
Well, basically anything that can hurt the void ray goes first, and then like stuff that are useful to kill, like workers or detectors or
Yeah.
overlords, are deprioritized in this build, so it kind of leaves them be.
Yeah, though you can be useful to take out all the overlords as well.
Yeah, but usually like Kagamina's overlords will run all over the map, and they're hard to like catch.
Yeah.
So I deprioritize them in some builds.
So yeah, this may take a while.
Yeah. Yeah, you can expect
Oh god.
it's gonna go like this to
But
clear the map.
I do love how the fact that Creepybot just has his creep like the entire map, and you just have this little corner, but you're absolutely destroying him.
Yeah, if this was a strat that tries to expand, it would be in a real bind right now, and
Yeah.
probably like timing out due to placement queries. But
Yeah.
the strat that doesn't expand is not vulnerable to it as much.
No. Yeah. That's one thing I find that is very expensive. Just trying to do lots of placement queries and stuff. Very expensive in the API. Can slow your bot down horrendously.
Yeah, I like tried to keep my bot fast enough so that it can micro like crazy, but in this strat there's no even micro, so it's just A moved void rays, which are
Yeah.
gonna clear the map soon.
Yeah. So you're taking out the spire, so that will kind of like dry up his mutalist production at least for a while.
Yeah,
And I think at this point you're just going to run around the map and take out all the rest of the bases.
yeah, it's gonna look for unexplored expansions first, then gonna cycle back through the already explored ones. But basically, it will look for expansions only, so bots like Strelo can hide in a weird spot and like never be discovered.
Yeah.
So that's one issue.
Yeah, there's a few there. So I think you've pretty much got this now. So let's speed that up to the finish.
But this is, I think, over right now. Okay, it's looking for more.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. So yeah, I think we saw there like you don't need to expand. You just need to kind of like sit back and soak up the pressure, and then like I think Creeperbot was just feeding units in one at a time. So it's kind of like a very good strategy against that particular bot. So, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a bit lucky here because Creepbot usually kills me in all sorts of ways, but usually it has so much, then there's no chance against it.
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I noticed you said on Void Rays you're only looking for things that could kill you. Is that something you use for like all the other units as well, or is that just something specifically for setting up the Void Rays? Or
Yeah, definitely. I split like ground units take care of ground threats first, or actually ground units take care of themselves. Air units take care of themselves, but ground anti-air prioritizes things that can hurt air, so there's more air.
yeah, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think the next one we had to look at was the one up against Perfect Split. Let's have a look at that one.
Yeah, so that one is going to be different PvZ strats.
Yeah, a lot of PvZ coming up, so that's good. But yeah, so do you have any plans to do any kind of like deep learning or anything like that with your bot? Or
I have, and I've kind of made the best effort to like have the strats extremely modular. So each of these strats is actually just a set of like arguments for a general type of strat.
yeah,
So it could potentially get some machine learning on top. It's all done with integers, so there's like a lot that can be at least tuned the parameters, but so far I haven't really had too much time to work on it. I kind of try to prioritize the optimization with like simple 4-gate strats or something that's like not too crazy, but it was prepared to one day have machine learning do all the crazy stuff on top.
So that will be fun.
I just have to think about
The cat
cat.
likes it as well. So I'll just let's get into game. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go with the game? Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so set another PVZ. You're up in the top left on Simulacrum or Simulacrum. How do you pronounce that name? No idea.
Don't ask.
That's weird. We'll just call it Meow because it's the cat.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got a whole bag of tricks to pull out on this one. So what's your strategy for this one?
Well, I don't really remember to see it first. It's gonna open more like Zealot Void Ray than Stalkers.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird order, but I think Perfect Split is way too good for something like this.
Yeah.
So
I've been seriously impressed with Perfect Split. I know Chippy hasn't updated in a while, but it's still a very, very good bot. So, yeah, I think it came second place in our Season 7 tournament. And was absolutely dominating in Season 7 tournament. I actually thought it was going to go on and win, but I think it had a little bug in the final, unfortunately, which meant that it did unfortunately finished in second, but still a damn good bot.
right, so standard gateway, so kind of a reverse wall.
Yeah. So you don't do any kind of like initial probe scouting of the enemy or anything like that?
No, which makes my bot very consistent with his scouting. It's like scouting passively, so it's gonna base its decisions on what the enemy scout does or the harassing unit or stuff like that.
Okay. So an initial zealot out already. See, I don't think Perfect Split really likes to do a lot of early aggression, does it?
Yep, but kind of did Overlord Scout. Don't think it sent a drone.
No, it's got the Overlord Scout at your natural, but it doesn't seem to have scouted your current base. No, it's just not.
Yeah, that's one of the things it does. It hides the OV, so it can't be hit unless there's there units to see it.
Yeah.
But since there was no drone scout, my bot thinks this is an early aggression. So that's one of the like, if you don't send the worker scout, I think it's something cheesy.
Yeah. See, getting ready to repel that now, but no, Chippy Dip just likes to build up lots of Zerglings and everything like that. So yeah, it's.
Yeah.
But getting a Robo on the way as well, and the Stargate. So a nice mix and match.
Well, basically, Perfect Split usually macros very good, so there's no way one base can win in any configuration. So
No.
I think this is pretty much lost games so far.
Is it something you do on this strategy, expand, or is it just like a one base kind of thing?
Well, all of the strategies that are not hard walled in can expand in certain conditions, but usually to try to keep the game quicker when I'm losing, so there's more games on the ladder, I kind of don't prioritize that part as much. So it will if it can, but usually it won't be able to, especially with a lot of zealots.
So I noticed kind of like all the units just dancing around this little pylon thing here. Is that something you programmed in specifically, or is it just kind of like run to this
Well,
location?
they're ordered to attack there because, like, why not?
Yeah,
They're always attacking something, so that was way easier to do than like have them stand there and take long range shots from something.
yeah. So you even do it on your observer here. Your poor observer's attacking. But yeah, you do have quite a high APM on that, I think. So not quite human level APM.
Well, uh, yeah, that's way too much for just standing around, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at perfect split over here with was it 60 Zerglings? That's quite a nice count. Um,
Yeah.
uh,
Zerglings is one thing I don't know how to deal with properly, especially as Protoss. So
I generally find lots of zealots deal with them quite well, or air units, of course. The problem with air units is they don't deal with them fast enough. Like,
yeah.
but one thing that doesn't deal with them very well is stalkers. And here they come. Yeah. So, I mean, you are kind of winning this battle against the Zerglings, but
I don't think so.
it's yeah, maybe not. There's just simply too many. But yeah, it's the problem with Zerglings. There's just too many of them.
Yep.
You know, roasted
That's why
Zergling.
Starcraft was so strong with it, and I hopefully hope to see Harvester be even stronger with like pure lane strats, but like machine optimized to like really be mean.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's something that DeepMind must have thought about when it was doing kind of like Alpha Star. But and it looks like your Void Ray is just going to get taken down there as well. So, like,
Yep.
I've noticed the Stalker Micro is quite good. Is there something? Is that something you have to work a lot on, or is it?
Well, basically the Stalker Micro is like what most people are using based on weapon cooldown. So if they can fire, they will. If not, they'll retreat until they can fire, just like not carrying anything.
Yeah,
There's no like group decision or anything. Everything is for itself. Like, go, let's do it. I getting hurt, and stuff like that.
So you say like each individual unit is controlled by itself. Does it have like is there just an overall strategy and then each individual unit kind of like conforms to that strategy, or how does that work?
Yeah, there's like the main attack point where they're all trying to get, but depending on the units they encounter, they'll like change paths and micro back in different ways depending on what they encounter. But they all try to go and attack the same map coordinates, but what happens happens.
Yeah, that's cool. So see, at the moment you're quite a way behind on supply. That's mainly because of the Zergling count from Perfect Split.
Yep, and here I'm also my bot realized that it lost way too much, so it kind of retreats to like wait for a push home to like change the balance a bit.
Yeah, so Chippy Dip was saying in chat that it saw that you didn't expand, so it basically thought that you were going to come for an early all in. Um, so obviously, yeah, so that's kind of like why it was building up such a high Zergling count. But I think it kind of like builds up a pretty high Zergling count anyway. Um,
Yeah, but if it were to see an expansion on the natural or on the third, it would know to like punish the greed. So at least it's kind of waiting home.
hmm. So that's quite interesting. It's trying to expand here with this probe. Oh god. So what is happening there with that probe? Or that drone rather. Probe? Or
Yeah, that's a glitch.
That's weird. Like, I need a gif of that. That's given up now. Too much effort. Oh no, it's coming back. Oh no. Oh god. What's going on?
And Chippy doesn't know either.
I don't know. Chippy doesn't know either. It'll get there eventually. It's your life's mission. Come on, little drone. You can do it. It's doing it. No.
Yeah, I think you can speed this up now. It's gonna just macro up and crush ThreeWayLover.
We'll keep it going for a moment. I just want to see if this drone actually comes to build it. Is it going to get there? Is it going to get there? Yes! You've done it, little drone. You will become a hatchery. So yeah, we see perfect split getting pretty close to unit cap at the moment. So I'm guessing it's probably going to attack as soon as it gets there. And we'll see.
Yep. It's maxed out, so...
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, your cat doesn't like this, and neither do I, I'm afraid.
Oh, he's boring. I don't know.
Yeah, so... Actually, getting... these Zerglings can't easily get in there. This is...
Yeah, this is gonna get held for a bit, but then this is gonna be way too
yeah, it's a Zap Bannigan strategy, really.
much. Yeah. Way off the way.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like slowly getting in there and slowly working you down, but yeah, it's and as soon as these last three zealots get taken down, yeah, the mutas are really helping as well. And if you look at the again,
these mutas are like waiting for the right moment.
Yeah.
They're not like rushing in. Maybe a bit.
Yeah. So I think you fought off the initial attack here, but you've got another one coming in, and you've got all these queens over here as well. So
4 bases versus 1. There is only one way this can go.
yeah. So let's see. I think we're going to see perfect split coming across the map, and you don't have the advantage of that wall at the moment, so this is not going to go well for you.
Bye, birdie.
But I do like the way you actually split and micro all the stalkers individually. That's very nicely done.
Yeah, but they don't take account of the walls that well, and they get stuck in certain positions.
Yeah.
So
it's something
can work sometimes, but not usually against Zerglings.
Yeah, it's something I have problems with as well. So, but yeah, I think one thing we notice, even with perfect split attacking like this, he doesn't lose a lot of supply. Like he's still keeping up like his production and like the amount of like limb counts, especially off 5 bases now.
There's like a huge amount of queens, so
yeah, so that's pretty good. It doesn't. So one thing I would say is like perfect split needs to probably target down the void rays a bit more proactively. But yeah, he is going to clean you up fairly fast, I think.
You can exit this right now.
Yeah. Okay, that's looks like you're down and pretty much out. So we'll fast forward this to the inevitable conclusion, as they say.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, Zerg.
Yeah. But yeah, so you kind of like showcase a different build there, get a few more zealots out, and then see what happens. So that's pretty cool. So actually, the next one up you've asked to take a look at is the one against Mech Sweep. So I'm quite excited actually because we've not really focused Mech Sweep much, and it's the new bot on the ladder. So
yep, it's Dan bot.
Yep.
From Dan the Man.
Dan the Man. Yeah. So
It has a lot of like I think influence from Micro Machine, but in Python. So it should be interesting.
yep. So I'll just grab that for a second. Um, but yeah, it's something I think Dan had a bot on the ladder last season. I think all bot, which very close to qualifying for the tournament, didn't quite. Um, so yeah, a new bot to the ladder, but not necessarily a new author, which is still love to see it. Still love to see old authors producing new bots, unless of course they're me, in which case my bot fails horribly as it did this week. But it's getting there. It's actually really difficult for me to get time to work on it and like set up the ladder and do everything as well. So I've got an
Yeah, we want
excuse.
you to like work on the ladder, like.
I've got an excuse. Okay, it's fine. Like my bot will just derf around, throw out a few cheese strats, and like the rest of you can sort yourself shit out. Like I'll sort the ladder out for the rest of the time. So ready to go when you are on that one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Going in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this one's on Eternal Empire. We have Mech Sweep up in the top right, down the top bottom left. So, what kind of strategies do you kind of like for Terran precisely, or is it kind of like because we've got a couple
Well,
of really good Terran bots out there?
well, my bot mostly uses very microable units, so it's gonna be Stalker, Immortal, Tempest for sure, whichever the strat. Here, I think I'm gonna open with double Robo. I think. Not sure too much
Yeah.
at this point.
So double robo can be fun against kind of like more mech-based Terran, which obviously Mech Sweep, given that his name is Mech Sweep, probably is, I'd imagine. Um, but yeah, you're probably going to get hit more against the kind of like more bio-based bots of like Gensi and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Gensi is like very, very good at defending all sorts of stuff until it like feels it's winning and then like goes in and kills you.
Yeah.
But next sweep I think will get tripped up by my early aggression. So we'll see. I
Yeah.
think since it's well, there's a worker scout, my bot will assume there's not gonna be a rush soon. So it will try to expand more.
Yeah. So I've noticed Mech Sweep going around here, maybe trying to block the expansion location, or just looking to see what you're doing.
Well, how I handle it is if a bot tries to block my expansion, I just let him. So I'm more aggressive than not expanding, and that's how I deal with it. But since I'm gonna expand in the third anyway, usually blocking the natural doesn't really work.
Yeah, so is this something you do deliberately by expanding to the third just to trick out other bots?
Yeah, and it works on multiple levels. So a rush bot will skip that expansion and like trying to go up the ramp, maybe into cannons or something, while there's a base that is like macroing up. And
Yeah,
also a lot of bots that scout, like previously we've seen Perfect Split. Perfect Split would probably miss this expansion, well, at least in the beginning, so it would stay at home and not like go and crush me even though I'm greedy.
yeah,
And there's a few more reasons also, but some bots now like know how to scout for this and like punish it instantly, like additional pylons or sharpened edge.
yeah. This is a big problem on ladder like this. As soon as you come up with a fun tactic, everyone knows what your fun tactic is, and they immediately scout for it.
Yeah, but then like I'll find something else.
Yeah, exactly. There's always more. As any good Protoss knows, there is always more cheese in the fridge.
Yeah.
Not, I'm not saying a cheese is a Protoss or anything like that. Of course, I'm a good little Protoss. I don't cheat. But yeah, it's quite a good tactic. Again, it's something that wouldn't necessarily work against human players, but against bots that aren't really coded to know what to do or know to look for it, it's works very well.
Yeah, this would be terrible against humans because it's kind of obvious. But then, like bots, even if they know about it, they just walk by into the main.
Yeah. So what's kind of like some of the more interesting bugs you've come across in your bot?
My bot, well, there's a plethora of bugs that I kind of. Some of them I use as features, but some of them I'm kind of waiting to be exploited to fix.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure how many to name, but there's a bunch of issues like the one with micro stuck in the walls, and basically there's a lot of issues. If it loses a cyber core, it's gonna go crazy for a moment, and a lot of little things like that.
Yeah. So I've noticed that you're very good at noticing the bugs in kind of like other bots and kind of like just going to completely exploit them, which is quite fun.
Yeah, that was kind of the point of my bot when I first made it. It kind of then had a reputation of doing it, so I had to like keep it up. I'm not like extremely bent on exploiting, but if there's something that can be funny, I'll try to do it if it's not too hard.
It's always good to do. And that's kind of like something that's a very good skill as well. It's just kind of like noticing the weaknesses of your enemies and going for that. I see you here just kind of like removing the entire worker line of mech split here, mech sweep here.
Yeah, but the tanks are gonna wreck me because I'm not really trying to keep away, even though my bot knows where they are. They like don't care.
Yeah. So at the moment you've got quite a worker lead. You've got an expand up. So yeah, it's
But Max Sweep knows to use marauders and to like siege cannons. It's gonna be a back and forth here.
yeah.
For
So I think like you said, you do have like a robo there. I think like immortals there would actually be really good to use.
yep. But then like group logic is needed for like real uh, fights. Here, this is just a little skirmish, like basically to panic the other bot, mostly for that. So it's like here is gonna lose a depot that's burning because who knows why, not repairing stuff like that. But now, since the first wave didn't work and the opponent is like has mech and stuff, my bot is gonna overexpand, going really greedy, and I don't think mech sweep will punish it soon enough. So it's gonna be a really crazy uh, all over the map battle.
Yeah. So I noticed that you have like a bunch of you have 22 out of 16 probes both of your on both of your nexuses. Like, is it just like that's a way to bank up workers, or are you doing that specifically for
Yeah,
like?
it's trying to make probes for the new expansions that are popping up, so it has some ready to like go
Yeah.
work there.
Yeah.
It was crazier before; it would go up to 100 probes, but now
Oh.
it's limited to like 90.
Yeah. I mean that's a fair number.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a kind of a alpha star way of doing it. Like have way more probes than you need, so you can lose some.
yeah. I mean that's one way of looking at it, I guess. Like probes are expendable. It's poor probes.
Yeah,
I see them being transferred now.
yep. They're going to
So,
the port.
yeah, so all going across to here, but you've still got this one on the way up as well. So
Yeah, one of the things is I try to expand first, like skip the natural, but also skip the bases around the middle of the map that can be like walked by the enemy. So these on the side are more like the first few bases that my bot takes.
yeah. So I noticed when your Nexus was building, you were setting the rally point to various different places on the mineral line. Is that just kind of like a homage to the pro players that just kind of like random click, or?
No, that's actually to fix a minor issue where the like the node of minerals would disappear while getting long distance mined while the base is popping up. So it will choose one on random that exists every step while it's building the nexus, and when the nexus is finished, it won't do that anymore. So it will stay on one. It was a really simple way of doing it
Yeah.
because I didn't know a way to see if I set the rally point or not. So I just did it that way, and it turned into a meme. Tier copied it with his bot and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of pro players just do the whole like random clicking to like keep their hands warm or something. Like I was wondering if like if you're just kind of like doing a little thing for that just to keep your bot's hands warm.
Well, my bot is usually clicking all over the place. It's got 5k APM right now and doing nothing, so it's usually pretty warm,
Yeah,
overheating.
I did say it up to 8,000. Like it's nowhere near the worst we have, so it's fine.
Yeah, I actually did a thing that cut the APM in half, which is I disabled the deselect that the bots usually do. So if you're a human player uh, looking at the game, you couldn't select a single unit because the bot would keep switching the selection. The API has a feature to deselect all your units after each step so you can click them as a player, but I disabled that so it like saves half the APM. Otherwise, it would be even worse.
I never actually knew that. I might have to have a look at that myself. So yeah, pro tip guys, use that.
It halves it right away.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a very very nice ball there of Stalker Immortal.
Yeah, they're gonna take a while to go out of it.
It's like they're very British kind of like queuing system, you know. It's like it's kind of like feeding straight through. That's very very cool. I like that. And you've gone up to how many bases? Like, I mean,
Almost all of them. So
that's like
one,
micro machine type of thing.
yep. I think actually Micro Machine copied it from ThreeWayLover because this is like the end game scenario where it's overflowing minerals, so it's scouting by Nexus.
Yeah.
There's even a way to see, but I'm not using it, kind of bordering on cheating. If you can't place a Nexus somewhere, it usually means there's an enemy there.
Ah, yeah. So I see you're running into all the tanks here. Next week
Yeah,
is.
the tanks are going to do quick work of this.
Oh god, yeah, that's. I mean, like you'll get them eventually, but like that's gonna be a very bloody battle right there.
Yep. Well, tanks are going to win here, I think.
Yeah,
But because all the other bases are taken, next sweep can't really expand till it does something about it, which is also another, like his command center is going to be unable to land there.
yeah. Actually, he's just sitting there straight on top of your Nexus.
Yeah.
But he is gonna take out this Nexus here, which is good for him.
For now.
So he should probably try and like float it over somewhere else. But
Yeah, I think he already gave the order to that one, so that one won't move, but he'll make another one, hopefully.
yeah,
So basically, my bot like retreated to max out again.
yeah. I mean, at this point, Mech Sweep is quite a way up in supply still, like, and in the army. But I think one thing you do have is this Tempest, which is going to be very difficult to take down, especially only for the two Vikings.
Yeah, the Tempest are gonna like help with the tanks a lot, but tanks are gonna be a real problem for a little while longer.
Yeah, so I've noticed a lot of bots use Tempests. Like, certainly they're way more popular in bot leagues than they are in humans. I'm thinking that's probably because of the micro potential on them.
Yeah, there's huge range, so you can basically be unhurt if you choose to micro that way. I kind of use it first as a counter to C-bots, like natural world carrier threat. But then C-bot dropped out, so I didn't use it for a while till there was a chance. I think last ladder tournament it was mostly Tempest from my bot,
Yeah,
not the previous one. Ladder like
in the season 7 one, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I seem to remember that. So mech sweep is kind of forcing you back a bit, but
Yep, but there's like way too many bases.
yeah, definitely. Although he does have this one now, which he just took off you. But you've got this one back, which is good.
Yeah.
And this one is not going to last very long with all those tanks. That is a lot of tanks.
Yep, those tanks are mean. I think there's going to be a few Tempests that show up and kill all the tanks when they're without air protection.
Yeah. Yeah, tanks are not very good against Tempests.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of fake ones.
So yeah, it's one thing I find very difficult is the cyclones. Like, if they're microed well, it's very, very difficult to get on top of them.
Yeah, Strel does that very well, I think better than Micro Machine.
Yeah.
Just won't lose any of them.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, stuck in the wall.
Oh, this is not looking good here.
Yeah.
You need those Tempests pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, but I think they're about to show up.
Yeah. Mech sweep is certainly pushing you back quite a bit, so...
Yeah, but the income is like ThreeWayLover's favorite kind of.
yeah, it is a little bit. Not too much at the moment, but it's going to really ramp up pretty soon.
His bases are gonna mine out soon, so it's gonna turn the tide there, I think.
The other thing is, if you look at it, like, mech sweep's up to 97 workers, so...
Yeah. I think you can speed it up a bit here, because it's gonna be like all over the map.
No, we'll let it go for a minute. It's a good game, so kind of enjoy it. But yeah, it's...
Props that try to build like gas next there are going straight in the tank.
Yeah, so you're getting on top of all the tanks now, which is good. Like the Immortals are very good against tanks. They'll take them out pretty quickly. But now you've got the Thor coming in as well. That deals with Tempest pretty well. But that's getting taken down very quickly.
But the Tempest is like not the closest thing to the Thor, or it's not going for it as much.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get that? No, not quite getting the medevac.
Yeah. My bot does love to kill medivacs. It's his favorite food.
Oh, who doesn't need to kill medivacs? Medivacs are just there to be killed. Especially when they've got an entire round of Marines inside them.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is where it turned, so the anti-air got separated from the tanks, so...
Yeah, you're starting to turn it around now in terms of supply as well. I was looking down a minute ago and you were like 50 to 100 in army supply, and now you're like 79 to 79. It's, and now you're taking a lead as well. But there's still this line of tanks up here. Like,
it's about to... Yeah, this is gonna be a base trade scenario now.
yeah. I don't know what this line of tanks is doing. Like,
waiting for reinforcements.
I got news for you, little tankies.
Yeah, I think. nearing the end.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you're just able to push on through from here. And I don't think Mech Sweep is really doing the best job here of protecting his expensive units.
He's gonna pull the tanks now, I think.
Finally.
So.
Well, that one didn't last too long.
One good thing about having many bases, you can just let them die, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Mech Sweep doesn't look like he has that advantage. But yeah, these tanks here are doing some work. It's just not in the right place. I think we see you're pretty much destroying his entire base over here, and most of his army is stuck over there on that tank.
Yep, by some miracle, my bot decided to like go for his base instead of fighting tanks with stalkers, so
Yeah.
it's gonna win here.
There's an interesting thing here. Your stalkers are walking away, and I think as soon as they lose vision, the tanks will just unsiege.
Yeah, that's one of the things that with anti-micro, so you can trigger like such reactions, especially from siege tanks, that if you go back, then they unsiege, then you go in. So, but the siege tank range is so great that kind of...
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And now we see you taking out his immense worker lead.
Yep. And this is kind of like game ends.
So yeah.
Next week supply is in red, so it doesn't do. Oh, okay, see.
Yeah, it's going down. I think we're pretty much over here. I'm gonna set it going slightly faster. But yeah, I mean, like the things I'm impressed with there, like the microing of the certainly the stalkers and the tempests as well to extent, and like you obviously like managed to get that down pretty well. I think there's a lot more potential in stalkers to actually micro in terms of blink and everything like that. Something that I want to definitely look at if I can.
Yeah, there's like a lot you can do with blink stalkers if blinked properly. I'm not blinking them at all in my bot,
Yeah.
but like sharpened edge and additional pylons do that really well. They can take down air units with offensive blink very easily, and a lot of bots that use blink use them defensively, but then they get like stuck for no reason.
Yeah. No, I've had a look at doing it myself. It's very difficult to do well. But yeah. Let's see the army supply down at 8 now. I'm going to properly fast forward this because I don't think there's any way that Mech Sweep is going to come back from this one. We'll just see the conclusion. But yeah, GG.
Mech Sweep got Toss Sweep.
Yep.
It was an interesting match. Of course, there was a lot of it that could have gone differently in different situations, but in this map it kind of worked out this way.
It's a good map for you, and I think the big problem that Mech Sweep had was the obviously the tanks that got stuck in a bad position for him. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I've been quite impressed with him as a new bot on the ladder. I think it's done really well. But you know, obviously there's a lot of improvement there. So yeah, but yeah, your bot managed to crush some face. That was pretty fun.
Finally.
I wouldn't say finally. You've been doing it for a while, so yeah. It's really good. So yeah, I think we've got time for probably one more, maybe two. should we have a look against Octopus? Because we haven't really featured
yeah.
Octopus very much so far, so I'd like to have a quick look at him and see how he's doing.
It's a really great new bot from what I've seen. It can do a wide variety of strats. Of course, there's some anti-bot method that more experienced bot developers know to use against newer guys. So there
Yeah.
probably going to be some of that. Let's see.
Yeah, no, that's good. Right, just loading that up now. Right, okay, let me know when you're good to go.
Okay.
But yeah, I've seen a few of Octopus's strats, and it seems to be pretty good. I've managed to get a couple of wins against him, and I think he's beaten me a couple of times. So, yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Okay, so both Protoss this time. Your Protoss versus Protoss matchup. You're the blue one down here in the bottom left, and Octopus is up in the top right, obviously. Interestingly, that he tries to immediately kind of like chrono out his first probe.
Yeah, that's probably because there's nothing else to chrono, but wasting that first chrono is kind of a mistake because you won't get any more probes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're pretty much locked off by the minerals at that point, and for the extra, probably about 5 minerals you're going to get is probably not worth it.
yeah, it's probably one of the most frequent beginner kind of mistakes to like since there's nothing else to chrono this thing because you can because the code is then easier even though that's the lowest priority thing to chrono because there's nothing else it gets
Yeah.
used too early. Without chrono boost I can't really push out a quick enough stalker to defend against micro machines, so I learned the hard way.
Oh, I agree with the cat on that one. Yeah. So so going into so this looks like another wall off from you. Is that right, or am I reading this wrong?
That's a soft wall kind of standard opener.
Okay.
There's room for stalkers and mortals to go through easily.
So we're going to see the same kind of British queue that we had last time.
Can skip the natural, of course.
Yep. Go straight to the other one over here. So both going up to 2 bases quite early. Octopus does have the slight worker lead thanks to that amazing chrono. I mean, that's what really matters. It's like done deal. 1 worker lead. 2 worker lead, actually. Yeah.
Not bad.
You must be pretty worried at this point.
I'm actually not sure how this is gonna go or what my bot is going for. It looks like the double robo.
Yeah, I think we've got 1 coming out. Obviously going for a few stalks as well.
Yeah, of course. It's double gateway, double robo.
Yeah. That's cool.
Like, Stalker Micro is so good, it's kind of wasteful not to use them every game.
Yeah, it's something that I need to actually get into my bot. Is like decent stalker micro. At the moment, it's not great, but it's like it's just getting the time to put everything in. To be honest, like I do my best.
I actually removed a lot of features from my bot to like have it micro fast enough so it doesn't time out with a large amount of stalkers. So at the moment, my bot doesn't even cancel structures or a lot of like regular features I have turned off just to have more like APM to spare for micro.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the great advantages of using C++ for a bot. They generally tend to be faster. So you
And
can
memory overflow.
yeah, that as well. But, no, I mean C++ is generally faster, and you've got a lot more optimization you can use because you have a lot more direct memory access that you can just optimize for. So that's kind of one of the main reasons I'm using that.
Yeah, but game queries kind of take the same amount of time no matter the API. So
yeah.
I'm mostly saving on the queries.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, I agree. It's way more performant to do it in C++ or Rust or something like that. So
Yeah, but it's easier to do in Python, definitely.
yeah, it's way faster to iterate and like change the whole layout and everything. And there's a lot of great libraries for Python, especially now recently Sharpie framework, which can like give you all sorts of really advanced features in a blink of an eye, like a build grid, which
Yeah.
you basically start a Sharpie bot and you have every unit microing perfectly, without worrying about it. So
Might
that's one of the great things.
have to take a look at that. Do it convert it to C++.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of useful features to implement in any language. There's a
Yeah.
really great scouting part, which like takes account of. Do you have any hidden expansions just by counting your minerals and what you spent on
Oh, nice.
crazy stuff?
Yeah. So you get a nice little fight here up against Octopus. I think that Immortal is doing pretty good work though, and like
Yeah, but the thing is, two robos versus two robos, it's gonna be crazy.
yeah, it basically comes down to who can get the Immortals out faster. And at the
I think
moment,
the zealots are gonna cost him because in a bot versus bot battle, the slow zealots don't really do much, even though they do something to corner
yeah,
the units, but basically you lose a lot of resources by going zealots against ranged units.
yeah. I mean, it's only a couple of hundred minerals, but at the same time, at that point, you pretty much need that. And now you have like the charge stalkers as well, charge zealots as well. So they're slightly better.
Yeah, charge zealots all the way, but
Yeah.
slow zealots don't really help against ranged.
No. But now you've kind of like got the snowball rolling a bit. So I think as soon as you break the back of that army, then there's not much he's going to do to come back at that point.
Yeah, my bot usually when it's in like this, it will take out all the pylons, all the workers, everything it can like chip into. So it's gonna transfer. He's got high Templar and a lot of tech, so it's gonna cost.
Yeah. So there's been some discussion about like High Templars and like and Storm abilities, like because I think kind of like certainly for bots it's easier to micro and split against Storm, but then again like if you have enough Storm it's impossible to kind of like split against it perfectly all the time.
Exactly, but what I found, I've completely disabled any dodge of any effect. So basically, my bot will micro back and forth through storm, and not care, and somehow prevail.
Yeah. So taking out those Colossus fairly easily as well. Colossus against Immortals is not fun for the Colossus, unfortunately.
Yep. I try to not use Colossus because I don't know how to protect them properly, so they always die. So or Disruptors, I
Yeah.
just put those.
Yeah. Disruptors are fairly fun. Disruptors are probably less used than Storm against a bot, I think, because disruptors are generally like a single target. You can pretty much avoid them quite easily. Whereas Storm, it's like you can just lay down 5 or 6 in a row and up against.
Funny
That.
thing is, like my bot doesn't try to avoid the Nova, but just goes in and kills the Disruptor before it. Like
Yeah, that works as well, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this now.
Yeah, this is over. GG.
GG, guys. But no, Octopus has done very well so far. So hopefully it'll keep improving and
Yep.
come back stronger.
I'm not sure if Octopus is using the Sharpie platform. It could be, by the look of it, who knows, but it's
It's
definitely
possible.
overtaking in this match.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think sort of like in terms of games, that's all we've really got time to go through. But yeah, certainly using the Sharpie engine, I think is definitely something I'll have to look at and try and convert to C++. Maybe that'd be fun. Um, but it's definitely like got lots of cool features. Um, so yeah, what's kind of like the most interesting challenges we've seen, like making your bot, and how did you kind of like get to beat various different opposition? What's the cheesiest tactics, maybe?
Well, my kind of go-to is to practice a lot against a certain bot. Basically, I'll pick a few of the downloadable bots that are from the stronger ones, and I'll try to have many threats that beat them. So there's a good chance that they beat also other bots that I can download. But mostly Micro Machine is my nemesis. It always tries stuff that are hard against a stalker army. So
Yeah,
he has a lot of like micro cyclone or micro marauders and stuff.
yeah,
So well, the great thing about it is that Micro Machine you can download, you can test against it, and so you can improve against a lot of bots by just improving it against Micro Machine. And
yeah,
like additional pylons is like that for Protoss, and there's a few good Zerg bots from Rush ones to like macro ones, but a lot of the really good bots are not downloadable, and that's a challenge.
yeah. No, it's very good to practice against Micro Machine. So yeah, there's one final thing we have to do. So I compiled the results for this week, obviously. So just give me a second. So I can confirm, like Micro Machine and Sharpened Edge finished in top two this week. So Micro Machine had already qualified for the tournament via the first week. Sharpened Edge now has a guaranteed spot in the tournament. Perfect split Spony, and then you were in fifth place this week. So um, pretty kind of like getting close to getting a tournament spot reserved. Uh, so I think you might be pretty safe for that one, but I'm hoping to improve myself. I'm just trying to get the results up on stream if I can. Hold on. Let's see if I can put that up. Oh wait, wrong one. There we go. I got the display capture. So yeah, we can see Micro Machine is top of the pile for this week with 44.5 points. Sharpened Edge 38, Perfect Split 35.5. Spiny. So yeah, anything particularly surprising in those results? Or...
Yeah, that's how I expected it actually.
Cool. Yeah, I'm down near the bottom this week, unfortunately. 16th out of 18. Ugh, I can do better. I'm hopefully hopefully I'll get some more time to work on it this week. I've already added a couple of new features since Wednesday, so it shouldn't be as bad next week. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see more of the Phoenix threat. It kind of glitched or something in the game versus my bot, so not sure how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, so the original Phoenix Strat was designed as something to be more of an anti-micro machine thing. So maybe that'll work this week. I've fixed a bunch of bugs with it, so it shouldn't be as terrible as it was. But yeah. So yeah, just looking through. Is there any more questions from the stream? I wonder. Can't see anything. But yeah, so thank you very much for coming on and divulging all your secrets about your bots. Now everyone can go and come and beat you. You're gonna have to go figure out some more secrets.
Yep. Hopefully, I didn't reveal everything. And, always a pleasure to be on your stream.
Cheers. Well, if you didn't reveal everything, the cat did. I got the meows. It's fine. You know. Oh, there's the real star. The star. But yes, so thank you very much for coming on. Everyone, thank you for tuning in and listening. We will have this up on YouTube pretty much just after. So next week, hopefully, we'll have Imphi on talking about Sharpened Edge, the Sharpened Edge framework, and also some of his new bot Harvester. So really looking forward to that one. But yeah, for this week, that's everything. Thanks, guys, for listening in. Thanks again, Yamabushi, and catch you all later.